Alright guys, well this is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, back again, but now we are out of the Animus. Nick, if you're watching, kind of give you a brief little recap what's happened. I didn't record any this morning because there's a lot of stuff going on, but I really wanted to play. Like Serena getting up, me doing a few exercises, things like that. But I played, and there's some pretty big stuff that went on. Ivor helped obviously defeat that guy. And then we had to go meet up with Harold, and he's like the king of another place, another like clan. And he's gotten a bunch of clans together, and they basically all want to be one big clan over Norway. And then Sigurd, which is your brother, or half brother, not really blood related. But anyways, Sigurd said no. His father bent his knee and like blah blah. But Sigurd was like, you're taking my crown away from me without me ever wearing it. And we want to go somewhere else. So they've decided to take most of their clan and take off towards England. And the rest of the clans up here in Norway can go under King Harold's banner. Makes sense. So we're about to go back to England and start my settlement and all that, which I'm super excited about. But then all of a sudden, that was an Assassin's Creed logo came up, and I was like all kinds of stoked. But right now, we're out of the Animus. Layla just got up. Layla's on. She's at the new Type Desmond thing. But if you don't know anything about her, please let me know, and I will make comments about Layla and try to give you a brief update of what she is. But when you see her, she's like in rough shape. She's like smoking. She's taking a bunch of pills. She's like not looking too good. She's definitely doped on something. It's really hard to tell what's going on with Layla. But then she looks at the Staff of Hermes, and it's a artifact of Eden. It's called the Staff of Eden, but it's basically a staff that can keep you, that can give life, that can keep you like alive. You have to continually hold it. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey, spoiler if you didn't know, at the very end of it, your character, whichever one you choose, is still alive when Layla comes to meet her, or it, or whatever you choose. They're actually still alive and holding the Staff of Hermes whenever they find it, and they're actually the like protector. They finally give it to Layla, believing that she's the one that that needs it. They meet her at Atlantis, which is kind of cool. There was other DLCs about Atlantis, and there's actually a big story piece apparently in the DLC, which I actually hate. I don't think that should be a thing. But so anyways, so now Layla has the Staff of Eden, so in her possession, which is kind of cool. But she looks at it and like stares at it for a little bit, and she goes back outside, and you see a van pull up, and I forget the guy's name, but anyways, the British guy that's always been cocky to Desmond and real stuck up. He's changed a lot. Sean has changed, and now he's met Layla, and now she's a part of the Assassins, I'm assuming. That's kind of all we know, and then we know that she's dug up Ivor's grave, and that's how she has his memories, because she's not like related to Ivor in any way. She just found his gravesite. So that's kind of cool. But they're there, and then I clicked pause to talk to my wife, and I saw this screen come up, and I've read a little bit, listened to a bunch. Whenever you get on and if this ever happens, then I'll let you listen to the media. The media is pretty cool. Strange message, kind of cool. This guy talks a little bit, kind of the thing that tells you to come here to meet Wolfkist. And then obviously this is Sean. He messages Layla and tells her that he has 2 files that Desmond was recorded saying, and that Layla and Desmond are kind of alike in a lot of ways. And that's Desmond's actual voice in these, and it's like super nostalgic. But whenever you actually get on and like actually watch, in a live stream, then I will hopefully figure out some way to get out of the Animus and like come show these to you. But I don't listen to them; they're pretty long. Files wise, I haven't gotten there yet. Oh wait, did I get the files? So they're all notes about Assassin's bureaus in different places and Piece of Eden that apparently there's going to be a lot of pieces eaten in Norse and Saxon songs. So keep your eyes peeled while you're in there, especially around Stonehenge. Pretty stoked about going to Stonehenge if that's possible. Sean Hastings. This is William Miles, Desmond's obviously dad. Apparently they put Sean in the Animus and went through his ancestors. Really nothing big of fact there, just a couple history lessons. That's really about it. Mailbox. I've actually read through these two, and I think if I make sense of it, and you can kind of pause it right here, and then of course here. But basically it says unknown sender, and this is before Layla actually met the assassins, like William Miles and stuff. So I'm assuming that this is their messages to Layla to try to get her to, like, you know, step on Assad. So that little ding you heard in the background is probably you. On now. Well, in that case, I will just repeat all this. Goodness gracious. And I will wait for you. You biscuit eater. Biggest biscuit eaters I've seen in a while. Alright. Says somebody's on. Hold on, let me get to where I can see the YouTube comments. Let's see your channel live. Yo, what's up? Alright, so actually just a second ago, right before you messaged me, I was actually doing a recap for you. That way I could, like, be like, hey, watch the beginning of this video. That way you know what's going on. Anyways, I'm just going to do a little recap for you. Oh, second person on. That's me. Never mind. Anywho, so, recap-wise, I'm a little bit further in the story. I played a little bit this morning. A lot of stuff went on. Like, I was doing some exercises, and Sabrina was up walking around, things like that. So, fixing breakfast, so I was just exploring a lot this morning. But then I was like, well, I'll go ahead and do the story, not thinking that, you know, I wasn't recording. So I went ahead and did some of the story. What had happened was Harold, one of the kings, that helps you defeat that guy that killed your father, obviously. He invites you over with all the other kings. They have a big gathering. And Harold tells you, say, hey, I want everyone to come under my banner. Like, everyone in Norway, all the clans, under one banner. And your king, you expect to say no, and he does. He bends his knee. And your brother, quote unquote, you consider him like a brother, but Sigurd, his son, is pretty angry about this because they never talked about it, and basically is saying, like, hey, you're taking the throne out from underneath me, and I never sat on it. And so they get in disagreement. They get pretty upset. But Harold's like, well, if you're not going to be in my clan, you can no longer live in Norway, like, type thing. And so that's fine. They gather most of the clan, most of his actual clan, your clan, the Raven clan, doesn't want to stay, doesn't want to be here to live under that rule. They want to go somewhere else and start anew. So they took off towards England. So that's where we're headed now. But whenever that happened, it said the Assassin's Creed logo, which I'm sorry you missed. That's pretty cool. It was a moment of me being like, really? You know, like, that was the start? I've been playing this game for like 6.5 hours, and you can tell me, like, 6.5 hours, and that's where I'll start this game? Anyways, one of those moments. But when I got back out, it was Layla, and she's out of the Animus. But when she gets out, she looks rough. And now, if you know anything about Layla, if you want to, I can do, like, a brief overview of what Layla's, like, become, or what, like, she's kind of gone through. If you don't know about it, just let me know. But Layla gets out of the Animus, and she's kind of... she kind of looks like a druggie. She's smoking, which she didn't do before. And then she's also like she's popping pills. You see that she like blends them in her hand, like takes them, but a bunch of on the ground. She doesn't care, and she like walks around the little cabin. She's like apparently in Norway somewhere, which is kind of cool. But she works in this little cabin, and then she stares at the staff of Hermes, or the staff of Eden. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you get the staff, and you find out. I don't know if it's the Animus. I think she is spending too much time in the Animus. I think she's trying to stay awake and get in as much as possible. I think she might be addicted to it. I think that's kind of what's going on. But there's something else going on too. It's really hard to say. I believe in the last game, in Odyssey, either Odyssey or Origins, at the very end of it, her girlfriend, because Layla's lesbian, her girlfriend dies. Like Abstergo finds them and finds her girlfriend, kills her. And then comes to kill Layla, but Layla uses her assassin techniques that she learned through the bleeding effect and kills them instead, and then goes on the run. So I think a part of that has hurt her a lot, that her girlfriend died because of this research. So she's probably like in a bad place right now. But she looks at the staff of Hermes, which she gets in Odyssey. If you don't know that story, let me know, and I'll give you a brief overview of like how she gets it, anyways. But she has it, and she's staring at it, and she knows that the staff of Hermes, as long as you're holding it and you use its power, it has rejuvenating powers, and you can stay alive for as long as you want. Like, it doesn't matter as long as you don't let go of it, pretty much. So that's kind of cool. So she's staring at it, freaks out. She walks outside to get like a breath of fresh air, and you walk around and you see Sean. Remember Sean from like Desmond, and there was like Becca, and obviously Lucy, which was back in the day. But Sean's there, and he's talking to her. And he apparently pulls up with the van and starts setting up shop somewhere. Don't really know what's going on with that. You say yes, you need some more information about Layla, or are you good on Layla? That's my question, because this is kind of delayed, I see. Last night it was pretty on par, but right now it seems pretty delayed. But anyway, Sean pulls up, and apparently they've been talking for some time, and now she's kind of joined the Assassins kind of situation. You can kind of tell, like, and I pressed pause to talk to Sabrina, and this screen came up, the one I'm on currently. Okay, cool. You also remember Sean. That's cool. Finish off on that. So I got this screen. I was like, oh crap. And so I started looking through some of the files, and then it occurred to me. I was like, oh wait, I'm not recording all that stuff. Just missed, and I need to record it for Nick. So I've been waiting to show us a lot of the stuff. I've already seen a lot of it, anyways. That's pretty on par right now. That's good. So I've seen a lot of the stuff on here, but I want to show the rest of it to you. Layla was in Odyssey. You create a character, female or male, and whatever character, it doesn't matter. It kind of goes toward the story. But somehow that character finds the Staff of Eden, uses it on the bad guys. But then at the very end, you need that to unlock Atlantis. You actually need this to unlock Atlantis, which is kind of cool, which is the DLC. And you actually get a lot of story in the DLC, which I actually hated, because I feel like you shouldn't have to pay. You've already paid once. I feel like you shouldn't have to pay again for more story in a DLC. It kind of ticks me off a little bit. But either way, I digress. But when you get to Atlantis there and you open it up, you find out that your character in Odyssey, the one male or female, not Layla, is there, and she has the staff perfectly intact, and she's perfectly alive, or he. And they give it to Layla, and they said they've been holding it on for the right person to unlock, everything, and that's Layla. And he says once they hand this over to you, they will die and go on, but they've been living for like, almost 1,000 years just holding on to the staff. So, anyways, that's more about that. And then Layla takes off with the staff. She gets attacked by an assassin, or she gets attacked by Abstergo. Abstergo comes in and like attacks her, but he's now on side Juno. So like, big thing with Juno going on. Juno is trying to find a body, Juno's trying to, like, obviously she was unlocked because of Desmond, but she's trying to find a body, and Abstergo's actually creating these two people. And so, like, they're kind of this, like, mishmash. And eventually I think that Abstergo and Juno's collection, because I think her people are called the First or something, are going to combine into one. I think they kind of have the same ideas. Anyways, when you come back outside, you hear a radio on. It talks about how the magnetic field around the Earth has increased 50 times fold. That was what prevented that flare from the sun to hit Earth, and that's what stopped it, which was kind of nice. That's what Juno's thing was, to obviously stop the flare, but she could control the world. But earthquakes have become more a thing. A famine has become huge. Volcanoes have erupted like crazy in 2020, and then a mysterious flu or a mysterious virus has popped up in China. Now, granted, this whole game takes place in 2020, so we all know what that is. And even in the mailbox that I'm about to click on, we'll kind of start off at the very beginning. You're almost caught up now, but you can read some of this if you want. You have a gift, a curse. We can help you understand it, basically. And then one of us will contact you. If you miss us, you miss your chance. Blah, blah, blah. And this is like December of last year. So she's messaging this person for a little while. And then that person knows that she was in Atlantis. Which your favorite baseball bee happened to be from the Atlantis Eagles, which is actually pretty crazy. That's really cool, So, whoever this is, I'm assuming it's the Assassins when they first contacted her, like Sean and things like that. And the next is in January of 2020. They have friendly contact, like next steps. I'm ready. One last message, which after all communication, we'll be talking. Our methods cannot be sniffed or tracked. Unlike your last group, basically, that's what happened to her, which is her girlfriend. In a few weeks' time, we'll contact you once more, blah, blah, blah. This is kind of the better spot here. Take this to heart, the world is sick. And it's getting worse and worse, basically. I'll let you read some of that. Kind of give you a second. I'm going to continue going. If you need to, you can pause it right there. But I'm going to continue going. And then... Okay, perfect. That was a good timing then. This is from her brother, Rami. I can't remember if it's a brother or sister. I can never tell. But she basically says, hey, I'm going to disappear for a while. I don't want to use any phones, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. And she says, I don't like this. What's going on? Should we talk to Dad? Her dad is on, or all he ever talks about is how his daughter's on the cutting edge of neuroscience. He doesn't understand why you don't want to talk to him or anything like that. He asks, is it COVID? Why are you being so cagey? Something else? Call him, call me. Stop this insane game of hide and seek type thing. Just know you're safe. Then she replies, no, it's not COVID. But I am still recovering from my trip. I actually haven't read this one yet. Kind of read it myself. Interesting. She's definitely blaming herself. Huh. Mama and Baba. Alright. If you need to pause, you can. I think I'm done. Is that the last? Is that the one? Thanks for clearing that up in such profound detail. Charles sleeps soundly now. I don't have COVID, no, and I'm well isolated. It was trying either stay on the site. Okay, perfect. Cool. Can I get adjusted here? Um, Another couple things is files here, which is kind of cool. Locations of English notes. Different Assassin's bureaus. It kind of gives you a list right here. So would you say so far this game has been impressive to you or kind of let down? No, I don't think it's let down at all, personally. Combat-wise, it's pretty fun. I've gotten pretty decent at fighting things and like not getting too worried. Creatures on the other hand, like bears out in the wild or wolves, hate them. They'll kill me in like 2 shots. I guess because the difficulty I have it on, and they're so fast. Bears are so fast. I've died so many times by exploring. It's ridiculous. Combat-wise, I'm loving it. Assassinations-wise, on that end, it feels like an original Assassin's Creed. You have to be very stealthy. There's a lot of spots for that. They give you opportunities to stealth. And as long as you play it smart, you're pretty solid. But obviously, you get in a fight, you better be ready for a fight. Like, you better have, plenty of healing. I like the healing system. You don't get a lot of healing, which is actually pretty stoked. And then the weapons, by the way, I'll show you that when we get back in. But like weapons and armor in the last 2 games, they were everywhere, and you could change your armor like every 5 minutes, and not really get attached to anything. But in this game, they've made it super rare to get, and super rare to upgrade. They've just made it really hard to find, which is I like so far. I've found about 7 weapons, but they've all been those gold looking icons like around the world. And they're all there, so I have to actually go find them and like go grab them. They're all different types of weapons, and it's really, really cool. The leveling up system, the character tree, phenomenal. I like it gives you 2, but they're little things. Like your attack is plus 2%, or your evasion is plus 1%. They're little things, but you have to really decide on what way you want to play your character. And I've kind of made mine all around, gotten little pieces that I know that I work with well. So I don't know. I like it so far, combat-wise. Story-wise, inside the Animus, awesome. Love the story. It's really cool. I'm really getting attached to Eivor. And outside the Animus, with Layla, this is kind of the first time I've really gotten to know her. But I have to admit, as many times as they're talking about what's happened to the world, like the Edgemite Pulse and stuff, and they're bringing Desmond, they're pulling Desmond back into it, and I'll show you that in just a second on one of the media. It really makes me pull back into this game and like really start to like it. And that Layla actually is like addicted to something, whatever drug it is, whatever's happening, makes her down to earth. She's not as immortal as she was kind of in the first 2 games. They made her stupid strong for what she was, and she wasn't even an assassin, or an Abstergo. She was an Abstergo, but not really. So like, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's really good to see. You can definitely tell they definitely took a different direction on it from the last 2 games, gameplay-wise and story-wise. And it's probably that director that dealt with Revelations and things. I do like this part though, Pieces of Eden, talking about how they always pop up in Saxon songs and Norse mythology, especially around Stonehenge. I would love to go to Stonehenge if that's possible. Be great. Would love that. So this talks about, this isn't that relatable. This is Sean. Sean actually goes into the Animus, and this is kind of talking about his thing. He really doesn't have any good assassin connections to the Brotherhood. He has a little bit, but nothing crazy, and no crazy stories or no crazy, ancestors. So it's kind of disappointing, but just a little bit of history there, here and there, and something about Thor's hammer, the existence of Thor's hammer as a precursor relic, maybe. Unconfirmed. That's actually in there as well. So kind of cool. This though is a little bit better. This right here is what's actually got me excited about coming out of the Animus. And I'm just gonna let them go, and I'm not gonna say anything. I'm probably gonna mute myself. Please let me know if you're good. Maybe give it like, are you okay for like 10 minutes listening to some stuff? I know I'm talking a lot, but I just wanted to give you a brief overview of what's been going on. No, I'm liking it. And yeah, run it, bro. Cool. Alright, mute myself.
I lived, I died, and now I sleep. And in my sleep I dream. And in my dreams I see an end to the doom that will grip the earth once again. Find the wolf-kissed. Find the mad one. Find me. And save us all from another death.
I know I said I would mute. My apologies. But I think it just hit me. I think that person's an Isu. Because he says he died, or he was alive, he died, and he's alive again. And he knows about what came before. So I'm curious who that is.
Layla, thought you might be interested in this. Conversations that Bex and I had with Desmond back in 2012. December, I think. Just candid talks, that's all. We didn't square any circles or write any beat poetry. But he did have some interesting insights into his time in the Animus and what it means to be an assassin. Anyway, have a listen. You might find you and he had similar experiences. So, well, let me know what you think. Unless it's to tell me I sound like a total prat in these recordings. If that's the case, just say nothing. I mean, I did have a slight cold at the time I recorded these. That's probably why I sound odd. Anyway, okay, I'm done anyway. So, turn off. Turn off. Oh, it's actually just a button. Sorry, here we go.
No, come on, Sean. Turn that thing off.
Oh, hold on. I like what you said there. I want to get this for posterity. Say it again, nice and loud.
Seriously?
Sure, come on. If nothing else, it'll give me leverage with your old man.
Ah, that's your angle. Nice. What I said was, I wish I hadn't been born into the Assassins. I wish I had chosen this life. Is that good enough?
Sure, but why is that?
Because choice is the central idea of our creed. It underpins everything, right? It's about free will. It's about seeing the evidence before you and saying, yes, this is what I want. Or, no, this isn't for me. But when you're born into a group like this, or any other, like I was, you get mixed signals. You get told over and over again, this is what we believe. These are the rules. This is reality. No deviation. And if you question it, oh, they look at you like you killed a puppy. That's hardly free will. It's a weird irony when free will is your central belief, but nobody wants you to believe otherwise. I don't know how to say it exactly, but I always thought there was something self-destructive about our creed. If free will is the most important moral guidepost we have, we should be free to ignore it. To choose submission, for example. You know what I mean? Like, we should be free to side with the Templars. If it's really my choice, I could do that.
Right. It's almost self-refuting. A democracy could democratically elect a dictator or choose to get rid of democracy altogether. Within our creed is the seed of its own destruction. That's what makes it powerful, I think. And fragile.
Right. The more freedom you have, the more risky it is, you know? Anyway, my dad has mellowed over the years, but he was strict when we lived on the farm. He ran a tight ship. I never got the impression that I was free to choose my path forward. Our creed, our tenets, they were drilled into my head. By the time I was a teenager, I was following these rules out of a sense of duty. This was just what we did.
That happens to a lot of organizations over time. The stagnation sets in, you know? The fundamentalism.
Yeah. Following the rules becomes more important than achieving whatever goal you set out for yourself. And people start to lose sight of the reason the rules exist.
That's called deontology, or a form of it. Following a rule for its own sake and not for the consequences it has.
Yeah, but that feels backwards, doesn't it?
Well, I think so. Following a rule is the easy part. Praying, taking a sip of wine, munching on a wafer. Rituals that give comfort.
But that's just going through the motions. It makes people feel like they're doing something. When the hard work is Well, actually getting off your ass and doing something productive. I think people just want boundaries. Tight boundaries. They want to see the four walls that pen them in.
I don't disagree.
Anything outside that, anything that makes life more complex, that's scary. That's why I envy you. You chose this life. You went through that process and you decided, yes, I believe in this.
Sure. It didn't stop me from being an insufferable know-it-all as a teenager, but I see your point.
I would have loved to have been a know-it-all. I knew nothing. Not until you guys found me. Yeah. It wasn't until I met you, and Bex and Lucy, that I knew. I knew I wanted to be an assassin.
Oh, thanks, Des. Come here. Bring it in, bud. I don't normally like touching, but I'll make an exception now.
I am not hugging you.
You sure? Because I smell very nice today.
Can you just turn that off?
Hold on, I'll just set this here.
Do you guys record everything we talk about?
Not everything, but you've been using the Animus so much, I thought this was a good chance to learn some things about prolonged exposure.
So I'm your guinea pig.
No, my guinea pigs are all dead. The Animus was too much for them to handle.
Cute.
Can I ask you about the bleeding effect? Any recent flashes? Any memories resurfacing?
Yeah, the usual things. Ghost images of Altair and Ezio a few times a day. Nothing intrusive, just brief moments. They pass quickly, almost without me noticing. Like a figure in the corner of my eye. Or remembering a dream from the night before. I did have one extended hallucination a few days ago. It was Ezio. He was older, around the time he left Cappadocia. He was standing on the deck of a ship, alone. And through him, I could feel an intense regret or guilt. And it felt to me like he'd had a loss of faith in himself, in the creed, like he couldn't keep it up, couldn't stay true to his ideals. And as I watched him, I thought, is this the moment he decided he was done being an assassin? It felt like it. Anyway, most of my visions have been brief, lasting just a few seconds. They're like complete memories of small moments that appear suddenly out of nowhere, fully formed. It's a strange feeling.
Okay, anything else?
I'm starting to see Connor now, too. Though I hear his voice more often than I see him. I'm sure that will change. Oh, yeah, and yesterday, just before bed, I had a memory of being on a beach in the Caribbean with a bunch of sailors. Or maybe they were pirates. I don't know. No idea.
Huh, we'll look into that. And how do you feel in general?
In general? Well, I feel older, for one. Much older. And it's strangely comforting. I'm collecting the memories and skills and thoughts of so many people. I feel like I've lived a few hundred years or more. Is it possible that if I do this for too long, it'll push my own memories aside? That I'll be everyone but myself after a while?
It's possible. That's called identity substitution. It's happened before, but it's rare. And someone with your background shouldn't need to worry.
My background? You mean someone with my genes? My abilities?
You have Isu DNA, and that lets you see things and do things and withstand traumas that other people can't.
And I can suffer in ways that others can't. That's not something to be proud of.
You mean the apple?
Yeah. It has a pull, Bex. It tugs at my brain. It talks to me, teases me, drives me mad. And what I did to Lucy, God damn it. Nothing is worth the damage I did. The pain I caused.
I know, but you're special. That's the point.
I'm not special, Bex. I'm lucky. That's all.
I understand.
We're assassins. It's our creed that makes us different, not our genes, not our blood. Anyone can join us.
That's true. But let's leave that aside for a second. What I want to know is, have you ever had any Isu memories resurface?
Isu memories? I don't think so. I can't even begin to imagine what that would feel like.
I think you'd know if you did. Maybe one day, we might be able to induce something.
Jesus, let's fix the world first, okay? Before we start digging up my ancient ancestors.
Deal.
With my luck, I'll be related to some third-rate Isu like Sisyphus or something.
Way to aim high, buddy.
Hey, you gotta.
So a lot to take in there. For me, some of the audio was like insane, like the thought and like the drive behind Desmond, and what, like, you know, the assassins mean to him. And it was just nice to hear Desmond's voice again. You know, they had to bring in that voice actor, come back and do this. Yeah, wasn't it insane? And so apparently it was revealed in the last couple games or something that Desmond did have Isu blood. That's why Desmond could do everything with Apple, even why Isu needed him. I didn't know this, but I looked it up, and it says that basically Desmond Miles, the present-day protagonist for the first game through Assassin's Creed 3, was the result of careful selective breeding, merging the Auditory family and the Kenway families among other tainted ones to produce a human with 1% Isu DNA. So they apparently, for the last generations of generations, both the Templars and the Assassins have both been trying to create some sort of bloodline with the Isus, and they knew that Kenway and the Auditory family were the two connections there. So kind of crazy, actually, to think that Desmond was the 1% that had it. So very, very interesting where they're going to go with this. Very, very interesting with that. Now, that granted, I have not seen any of these or the trash. So let's get through that. Let's see what the messengers is. Isu. Interesting. This is going to be a lot, buddy. But I love it. Just see this. Let's buy it. Carry across this. I'm going to read it out loud, but I'm going to mute myself, and you and I can both read them together if you need to, or you can pause it. So also, I believe that a lot of this that's being said now that I talked to is from Odyssey. When she goes to find Atlantis, I think these were all the inscriptions and things that were said um, by an Isu or whatever machine or something that is talking to Layla whenever she gets out of the Animus. So I remember this being like kind of crazy. I think we're on, is that 5 we're on, I think. So we're on 5 right now, but it's kind of crazy to think that like every time she got out of the Animus and like this big monolith would talk to you, it was saying all this, right? It was saying every single. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. What I was saying was whoever was on this monolith that was talking to Layla every time she got out of it, they know a ton. They know about what happened, obviously. They know about Layla. They know about Desmond and how he saved the world. It's like they saw it all. So I'm very curious what is going on. And he talks about himself being one of the, he was an Isu, obviously, way back then. So it's very, very curious of, like, what he knows and what he doesn't. I actually remember most of these now that they're coming back to me. So some really cool stuff in there, like Layla talking about herself and, like, understanding these messages that the Isu people, like, brought with her. So wild. Let's go with Staff of Eden, shall we? Okay, only one more. Acquired from the Eagle Bear, Cassandra. Yeah. Staff of Isu staves, no one does. Storage, swiftness. Tells you all about the staff, what it can do, none to extend life, repairs. Resuscitate. Or suspended states. It has not been verified if the staff has the ability to resurrect the dead, but it seems unlikely based on its known features. Interesting. Appears to work reading and copying Bear's DNA to ensure perfect broad scale. Okay. Possible to take advantage of tremendous power it draws from the Isu's wireless energy lattice. Act as a conduit or container for the personality of an Isu called Athelia, is known as a person. Okay, so I guess this person, Athelia or whatever, was one talking in Odyssey to Layla and all those previous things. Known berries Hermes, Pythagoras, and Cassandra. Oh. Which that row takes me off because, like, in my gameplay, I played as the male, not Cassandra. Cassandra was a sister to me. But no matter what you played in the second one, no matter what method you went through, it's always wrong because technically the storyline's different. Unless you were to play it exactly like the comic books and such say. My stuff. Okay. Pictures. Is that Sean? Oh, it's Becca. That's sweet of him. Okay, there's the cabin she's in right now. Oh, they also said there's a continual, aurora, like, around the Earth, but it doesn't stop. That's actually really pretty, I might say. You're about to see all this too whenever I get out of the Animus for the first time. You'll see it. It's actually very pretty, but wild isn't done. Let's not stop. There's the gravesite that you're at right now, like we're right in front of. That is Ivor's gravesite. Where's that at? Secured share. That was some trash. Oberg interrogation, huh? Wow. She couldn't do it. She couldn't give herself to tell them about the death. That is very sad. Okay. This is Layla. She obviously has seen like better days, you can tell. Yeah, that's big oof, brother. Big oof. This is the kind of place we're in. You see the roar up there. It's due to the strong magnetic field, no one knows why. Some cabin over there.
You're a long way from home, Eivor.
Yeah, where is he? Because we're not. Huh. Kind of curious. Kind of want around. How far can I go? I wonder. Okay, so they're not gonna let me out in this little valley here. That's fine. Kind of wander around a little bit. Don't mind if I do. Don't miss any secrets. Ah, yes. My favorite part.
Oof. I'd rather walk into town than use this.
Funny. Oh, road? What's up? I like how, like, I could easily just go
Layla,
back into the house.
Can't run away from this.
Oh, yeah, alright, fine. Instead, the first thing I do is, like, run away. Okay.
Someone's got mail. An invitation to a fair in Concord. Bring your best crop and you may win a prize. Tempting.
I thought echoey. Is it echoey to you? Like, whoa!
Another satellite. Damn.
Oh yeah, they were talking about satellites just falling from the sky because of everything. Moly, that was scary. Yeah, no, you're right. Like she's so chill about it. She's like, got another one fell from the
Probably
sky.
bought this in a coffee shop somewhere in Concord.
Little gnome. Alright, we'll go back inside. So they were saying... Oh, snap. I didn't think about that. Whoa, ease up, brother. Better not be coming to an end. I'll freaking, I mean... Ease up with that theory. I don't like it because it sounds about right. I know you're just thinking. And I can think it's pretty sad, personally. But it's alright. No, I know. Removed.
Would love to play around, but I have bigger things on my mind.
No, but I want to play cards. If I played 4 or 5 different games of dang dice game. Alright, can I get inside the house now? You're telling me there's no door on this side? Oh, wild. Oh, okay. I don't know how to use stuff. I don't know how to use doors. Where am I supposed to be going? I will say, this is quite beautiful. Can I just sit here?
I should do this more often. Relaxing.
Wow. Alright. Let's find our way back into this house. There it is.
Did you get my tea?
I know they can resolve it, just, you know.
Mint tea is not actually tea, Bex. It's an infusion. It's really just dirty, minty water.
I don't care what you call it, Sean. Did you buy any?
Of course I did, love.
Hey, sorry about pulling you out. The generator was sputtering.
That's fine.
That
I
looks
needed air.
wild.
How is the Animus data stream? Comfortable?
Felt pretty stable
gotten
after a
older.
while.
Good. Just give me a sec and you can jump back in.
Another satellite came down. Did you see?
I did. One of Abstergo's.
That's good.
Well, most of North America just lost its GPS service, so depends what you mean by good, really.
Right. Even when we win, we lose.
Okay, we're all set. Whenever you're ready, you can jump back in.
Not that tall on the man.
Hello, Layla.
Sean, what do you make of the grave out there?
Well, it overturns a few hundred years of scholarship about the first Europeans to set foot in North America. Apart from that, it's just a bunch of muddy bones, isn't it?
Can we talk about this thing on my neck for a second?
Ah, the mood stabilizer. Yes.
It's not harmful, is it? I mean, I feel good, but I want to make sure there's no side effects.
There shouldn't be. It's only blocking outside signals, a passive effect. So the staff doesn't, you know, mess with you.
Huh.
Sean, what happened last year, I had no control over that. I tried to resist.
I understand. And your old team, maybe they don't. But we've seen that sort of thing before. Still, if you want to work with us and get to the bottom of why the world is about to end for the second time in 8 years, then you wear that thing until we say otherwise. William's orders.
I know. It's not a problem.
It's just a few more weeks, yeah? Just until we figure this out.
You're right.
Interesting.
I know you're right.
So it showed, like, whenever she was looking at the staff, she kept, like, scratching this thing on her neck. It was, like, all blue and you know, lighting and stuff. So that makes sense now. And what happened a few weeks ago, which I didn't know till, you know, about a couple days ago, and I watched a video on it, happened whenever, you know, last year, was something happened to her team. Also, Bergen, that Templar I told you about, that came in, he, like, went crazy, like, killed a lot of them. And then he found her. They got in a big fight. She used the staff and a lot of its power to kill him. And she, like, did it pretty cruel. Like, I think she, like, you know, made him paralyzed for the rest of his life or something like that. And she was just kind of crazy when the staff hammers got to her head. And, like, told her all the power that she could have, blah, blah, blah. It was kind of insane. But it makes sense. Yeah.
Sean has been busy.
Sorry, nothing was stolen, nothing was corrupted, deposit gone. That was what was it, a cryptic sound file? Huh, true. How did they get here?
You gonna put this in the fridge, Sean?
Of course. In half a minute.
Remember, tomatoes go on the counter, not the fridge. Please enjoy your stay. Remember, all the garbage must be packed out, and please water the plants once a day. Yeah, I won't remember that.
Are they an Airbnb?
Sean, don't forget to water the plants while I'm under, okay?
I'll add it to the calendar and tattoo it on my leg.
Freaking show. I wish I should...
You mind if I put some music on?
Go for it.
Cool.
Oh, we're ready to dance.
That's quite nice. Soothing. Let's have a look.
Okay, so let's see if we just like that. Not me.
I went through hell to bring you here. It had better be worth it.
So wild. No, I'm not getting back into the animus just yet. Back off.
Be nice to sleep in a real bed when this is over.
Feeling okay?
Better. But I'm worried that it could happen again. The 2 data streams.
I can't promise it won't. I barely understand it myself.
It felt like 2 minds, fighting over 1 brain. It hurt like a shotgun to the head.
Right. There's something about this Viking's DNA sample that feels dense, noisy.
Could it be the staff? Interfering somehow?
How do you mean?
My headaches, my temper. They started the day I got that thing.
I hope you're not making excuses for, you know, your friend.
Jesus, no. I'm not.
Sorry. Just take it easy. And if you feel yourself slipping again, let us know.
I'm trying. I really am.
Okay. It's getting wild. I actually don't like that music. Wish I could turn it off. This staff is wild. Alright, guess we're hopping back in. Let's build a settlement, y'all.
All right, time to go. Norway to England takes about a week by long ship, so I'll scrub ahead.
She's obsessed with it.
Layla, you okay?
Sorry. Can you play the message again?
We have the transcript if you're looking for something. I can
No,
go and...
I want to hear it.
Okay.
I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just... that message led us here. To this place. To a Norse grave in North America. So those bones out there are the only lead we have. Our only chance at fixing this planet before it's too late.
Here it is.
I lived, I died, and now I sleep. And in my sleep I dream. And in my dreams I see an end to the doom that will grip the earth once again. Find the wolf-kissed. Find the mad one. Find me. And save us all from another death.
Unsettling, that is.
That pulse in the message. Are you sure it's just coordinates? Nothing else?
Nothing I can find.
Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go.
The animes. The animes. Oh, One Piece. No, the Animus keeps getting like an upgrade every time, every game. Always looks like cooler, more sophisticated, or simpler. Layla, the thing about Layla, she's worked for Abstergo and she actually designed an Animus that, oh, I didn't know you were gone, my man. My bad. Don't know what you missed, because all of us cool. Another cool thing about Layla, though, she designed the first Animus that was portable. So, which is a lot of experience in the Animus and how it works. Not sure if you knew, but I have the Hidden Blade now. Met an assassin, gave me as a gift. It's kind of cool. His name was Basim. He came back with Sigrid, and it was kind of a gift. So that's always cool. You're right, though. The world's coming to an end again. I hate that.
Our new home.
Not a patch on Norway, but we'll make this land our own soon enough.
I'm glad to see any land at all, and will be happy to have my feet on solid ground again.
We must not rush our landing. All you see here is Saxon territory. The Kingdom of Mercia, largely unpacified. There will be eyes watching us from the trees, with bows drawn and traps set. We must be wary. Randi, dig in your oars! All standing!
Have you spotted something?
Not yet. But let us go ahead to clear the path of any dangers. Then follow our lead when the sun brushes the horizon.
Understood. May Thor bless you all on your way. We will see you soon.
Sail on.
Yes! I'm ready for whatever these green-thumbed fairy folk have to throw at us.
Sigurd, do the sons of Ragnar know that we're coming?
They do not, but they will not scoff at our visit. Of the 4 kingdoms in England, the sons of Ragnar have settled only one. The rest is ripe for the taking.
Do we mean to join their army?
No, no. We will speak with them, get the lay of the land, and carve this country into as many pieces as we see fit.
Look ahead there! Is that what passes for a town? Plain brick in a single rune to their timid god?
That rune is called a root, Dag. The cross upon which their god was sacrificed. It sits atop a monastery, a place of worship.
That cross killed their Christ, and now they display it in worship? Bizarre.
We carve idols of our gods and make wishes before them. Like our sacrifices to Odin, the One-Eyed.
But we do not worship the wolf that kills him. That is the difference.
Whatever strangeness we see in these Saxons, they must think the same of us.
The hammer! Now there is a symbol worthy of a god. A bolt of lightning would take that cross clean off.
That's actually hilarious. Am I controlling this boat, or is it just going somewhere on its own?
Look there! What are they doing?
Ritual drowning.
Baptism, Dag. Are the ways of Christians really so unfamiliar to you?
Not at all. I simply forgot. And someone has to keep the conversation up. It must be priests and worshippers alone in that place. We could storm this port with ease. Sack it without breaking a sweat.
Is there much in the way of treasure there?
Always! They shape precious metals and cut jewels to their gods. There will be a fortune there.
Later, Dag. There will be time enough for raiding, once we have settled. Come to, stop the boats! Pull up over there. The way forward is blocked by a chain spanning the river. We must remove it before pressing on.
A chain? Can we cut through it?
It's too thick for access. But there must be a way to release it, somewhere in that camp.
I will go.
And I will be right behind you.
No, Dad. You stay here. Should trouble come our way, I want you defending the ship.
A good idea. Send out the arrow and keep your sharpest axe at hand, huh?
Something like that.
What do you think you're doing?
Raspberries.
Best not to draw attention here.
No closer, please.
So I could jump across there if I wanted. Yeah, this is super pretty actually. I didn't think about that. Reminds me a lot of
A brutal death is glorious to them. No sense that a peaceful
Yeah, that
life is a
backs to
worthwhile
me.
thing. How do we stop that?
Ah, behold, 'tis Boggin, the god of swamp gas.
Every time a crow flies past, they think Odin's watching them, making sure they live manly lives. The tree thing, it's a bit like our old ways.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It reminds me a lot of like AC3. The trees, the wood, like everything reminds me of that.
You have to say, all this religious nonsense of theirs does make them fearless in battle, though. Bloody infidel heathens.
I feel like where it wanted me to go, I guess.
Sitting by a well, spinning out the flame for all men and gods while they're weaving. It's like no one has a choice.
This chain is huge, and poorly anchored it appears. I might be able to shoot it.
I'm poorly anchored. They've got gold in there though, they got stuff. I want that stuff. Is that on the back side of this thing? Let's do this. What if I do? Sorry, titanium. Jeez.
The path is clear.
Did I not hear that?
Chain is away! Hey, boy! Back to the boat! We should be close now, barring any more surprises.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to jump or nothing across. So.
I say we go back, Sigurd. Give those dogs a good knock around and take whatever treasures they have. Easy pickings.
Not today, Dag. We press on until we reach our goal. We cannot afford another surprise. Now be on your guard. It should not be far.
Gods, I'm ravenous. I hope they have food and the ale on hand when we arrive. You should have sent word ahead of us, Sigurd, to get something on the spit.
If Halfdan, Ubba and Ivar Ragnarsson are lacking food in England, then all of us will starve. Have no worry.
Ah, I can see it now. A suckling pig, tender and juicy. And ale as gold as the treasures that we failed to steal back there.
A man of simple pleasures, aren't you?
And he is happier for it. For my part, I look forward to standing in the footsteps of the giants that built this land.
What giants?
The great Romans and their empire. Giants of a forgotten age. They held dominion here long ago, and their ruins dot the landscape. Every brick and stone tells a story of conquest and glory. And now, they are rubble and ashes.
Ready to be remade. We will rebuild their empire, brick by brick. and ours will not crumble to dust.
All things end, dog. The ruins are not a warning. They're a testament. Look there, just ahead. Where the sons of Ragnar make their camp.
At last! To find our feet on steady ground.
Sigurd, hold back. Something isn't right.
Good eye. There's too little movement for an army. Only tents and a few men.
Not the army we hope to find?
No. Let us get a closer look.
Interesting.
Those are not Norsemen. They're too ragged and soiled.
We should proceed on foot, lest they spot the boats.
Dag and I will go together.
We all go. If they are friends, I wish to meet them as a yard. And if they are foes,
You're good.
then we fight them all, together. Who are these men?
They speak with twisted accents. English, no doubt.
Dag, Eivor! On me!
Dong Avor. Enemy.
Oi, what's this? A mess of filthy Danes befouling our riverways? You there? Give us your name.
I am Sigurd Jarl of Fornberg. And you are...
Men who do not take kindly to Dane invaders creeping into our camp. You'd best move along, pagan. Spare yourselves a slaughter.
You threaten Norsemen with a play of swords and expect us to cower?
I have been 8 days at sea without a drop of blood to wet my axe. So spare the chatter, Buckerout, and draw your weapon.
Oh! Hey!
You're dead.
Let's finish them!
Kill these heathen bastards!
You have what you wished for, Dad.
It feels like home already.
Don't fight.
Go meet your god! See me right! Slow this imp down! Get away from me, damn you!
Watch my lead.
Keep the boat in position. Step with me.
You die now! Even little hits take a toll.
Have a look around, all of you. I want no more surprises.
Right. I will check the longhouse.
Those are a lot easier to see.
Wait! Who are you? Are you with those brigands as well?
Sigurd, Dag, in here. Those men had prisoners.
You there! Untie us! Let us walk and we will not hurt you!
Quite bold in those bindings. I like your spirit.
We are very agreeable people, I promise. You need not kill us.
Peace, friend. We have no need or wish to hurt you. What are your names?
Yenli. I'm a merchant, not a bandit like those others. And this is Rowan.
Rowan, that's right. I'm a stable hand, that's all. I keep horses and, well, I did, till those brigands sold them off.
They meant to sell us next, as slaves to the nearest bidder. But I ripped their eyes out before I let that happen.
And how did you find yourselves here?
We came to trade with the Sons of Ragnar, at Halfdan Jarl's asking. But they were gone when we arrived.
Unbind them. You know the Sons of Ragnar?
Aye. Sold many a mare and stallion to the brothers. Good men. Always paid me fair.
From the look of this camp, they've been gone for some time. Where will you go now? What will you do?
Rebuild my stocks, start anew. I have friends and allies across the land to aid me, but it won't be easy.
Every town and village needs a stable to keep horses fit and trim. I'll find my footing again. Somewhere.
What are you thinking?
We could use their skills as we get settled. Having access to trade and someone to tend our mounts would be a boon.
My thoughts as well. Any friend of the Ragnarsons is a friend of mine. Right, Dag?
Whatever you think is best, Sigurd.
Janli, Rowan, I am Sigurd Jarl of Fornberg, son of Styrbjörn. This is Eivor and Dag. Both of you are free to go, but more than welcome to stay if you're willing to pull your weight.
We'd be happy to, if only to get back on our feet.
Then let it be done. The Raven Clan welcomes you. From strangers into friends, into family. The others have arrived. Come.
I have a good feeling about this place.
Honored family, friends, welcome to your new home.
No problem, man. Take it easy.
Fine work. A longhouse to rival any I've seen. Now come. Randvi has found something I would like you to see.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Eivor, Sigurd, I give you England and its 4 kingdoms. Mercia, East Anglia, Northumbria, and Wessex. From the few plans and maps I discovered here, I believe the Sons of Ragnar have pushed further into Mercia, here. My scouts will soon tell me if I am correct.
And where are we?
Here, in this unnamed copse of trees.
Unnamed? We cannot let that stand. What will we call this place?
I might have an idea. Ravensthorpe, the village of ravens.
I like it. The poet in you sings once again. One day this name will be known throughout all of England.
A name is only a beginning. If we want renown, we must build. Expand.
Agreed. We should begin with a forge. Can you help Gunnar get working again?
We'll need cargo, supplies.
For that our neighbors will provide, whether they wish to or not.
Scarcely arrived, and now we must raid.
We cannot master this land merely by asking.
I'll go and speak with Gunnar now.
Hell yeah, brother.
Good work, my dear. And what else have you found?
Short notes, mostly. Scraps of plans, old letters, a few runestone messages. It took some time to decipher the mess and piece it all back together.
Is this their hall? Like their area? Should I stay out of this area? Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself. We're just gonna play a little bit. Still gonna hang out and yeah. Ought to be pretty freaking fun. Hello?